So, namaste to everyone. We are still, one or two more sessions, I realized on a burning desire so that you pick up the entire series of a burning desire and you start working in your life. Buddha says, I am not becoming the self. Now, he did not say burning desire, but he used different statements. So we should remember all the time, I am not becoming the self, I am learning to be the self in every thought, speech, and action. Do you know how much attention and awareness is required to maintain, to live into that state that I'm learning to be the self? I'm learning to be the self. Oh, let me go and prepare a cup of tea. I'm becoming something. No, no, no. Internally, you are learning to be the self is intact. It is the false I, apparent I, is going to the kitchen to have a cup of tea. That apparent I, that role of a teacher is talking to you. So when we live into that state, it leads to an extreme burning desire. But one thing is sure, you get rid of the anxiety, duality, and a conflict. So now if you say that, I have still lot of problems and I have understood it, what you have understood is intellectual. You can send me what you have understood. I'm not going to give you any certificate for that. No certification, no reward. The reward is you are learning to be the self. But before that, let us start with our Mangalacharan Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. You already know the meaning. Can you say it in your mind? Are you not learning to be the self? May there be happiness for all. Are you really interested? Are you really aware that you are learning to be in happiness? Or you want happiness? Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. So may there be peace for all. Peace is everywhere. Peace is everywhere except me. Then you have a problem. Then you did not learn anything. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all, wholeness in all. Except me, you did not learn. You only allowed the intellectual understanding. You did not allow this knowledge to descend into your heart, from the head to the heart. Why? That is why we are doing Mangalacharan, to keep aside our ego. The mind is not really open to the knowledge. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. No, everyone is growing, becoming rich except me. So it means even after repeated understanding, repeated practice. So that is why the master says the knowledge and the practice both are required together, both has to be there. And gradually you increase the percentage of knowledge. Knowledge means what? Understanding. What is understanding? Cognitive awareness. What is this cognitive awareness? What is this cognitive awareness? Can you make out? It is living from moment to moment. So the Mangalacharan, when you begin the Mangalacharan, it is a cognitive reset. Catch the default mind on wake up. The moment you wake up in the morning, Yes, catch the deferred mind. You live aside. Let me do the Mangalacharan first. Instead, I have lot of problems. How can I do it? It is not going to work. Then, once you catch the default mind by using the Mangalacharan, you apply the cognitive reset, and once you apply the cognitive reset, what happens gradually in a weeks to come, in a months to come, you shift from a weekend yogi to a daily warrior, not warrior. If I'm speaking rightly. Worry to warrior, and warrior. You become a weekend yogi to a daily warrior. Oh, where is the problem? My nature is the real self. Remember where peace actually lives. So you are actually becoming aware where the peace and the joy lives. You can open your eyes. Even, saying it intellectually, it makes sense. It makes me restful, as a restful seeker. So when I'm a restful seeker, obviously helping you that is helping you to have a burning desire. Next part of our journey comes how we lived, why, how from the last session. You have to share your experiences better, truthfully, because we are discovering the truth. so, so did you apply the Eastern wisdom? If yes, what happened? If not, what happened? What to remember, recall, remind, and repeat during the day? Did you stop letting emotional terrorists fly for free or not? So uh, let us start with David and Jerry.
Thank you. When you say why, it makes me think of Simon Sinek's Golden Circle. So my why is I've chosen to live in peace, love, and happiness. How I did it since the last session is I was doing a lot of yard work or garden work outside, and I just did my mantras and just chose to be in peace the entire time, and that just left me in a very peaceful state. So that was my experience for really the last 2 days, just very peaceful.
Beautiful. That is really beautiful. That is how you have to. We have not to become a weekend yogi. We have to become a daily warrior. Where it is. So what it requires, the remembrance is first. What to remember? Oh, I have a lot of stress. No, my nature is peace. I'm learning to be self. That leads to burning desire. Yes, Jerry.
Thank you, sir. Well, my favorite thing of the last few weeks is where did you place your peace or your happiness or your sense of completeness? And I think that that's such a play and a fun, and I've used it a lot in classes. It's just like don't leave your happiness in your neighbor's house or your peace in your car or just something. It seems kind of silly, but it's not. And if we look at it that way, then we always remember where it is. And yeah, it's been really peaceful. I practice every day. So.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Christina, Jerry gave you the message. Don't leave your peace anywhere. To your professional place also. Yes, Christina, what do you have to say?
Thank you. Yeah, I need to hear all of this. Um, Because if I'm being honest, I've been really challenged lately to, um, um, yeah, not place peace external. It just feels like this wall is between me and the place I want to be in the real self. Um, so I'm taking it all in.
Very good, you're taking in, but how long it will take? You just explore, I'm not in peace now. Remember that you are the real self, you rise. You forget the real self, you fall. That is the only thing. So why I forget? Because I'm remembering what is happening outside. Let me complete this work. I cannot complete this work until the last day in the world. This world will continue to be like this. But why it is so? Because there are some level of identification and attachment is there. That is blocking you. So you have to contemplate and reflect. How are you, Stephen?
Thank you, sir. I'm good, very good. Everything is calm, peaceful. I'm applying the Eastern wisdom virtually every minute of every day. Like David, there's the weekend comes with chores and house responsibilities and yard work and whatnot, and am able to not look at it as a whole, but I've been looking at things in pieces and go, okay, this is what I'm tackling now, and using that task as an opportunity to meditate while doing the task, and then just focus on that task. And then when that one's done, what's next? And what's next? And to the point in which when I'm done, I'm done. And I just remain in peace and not worrying about what the next thing is. And I realized that I actually got more done than what I knew was supposed to get done by just taking it one step at a time. So it's all good. Thank you.
There's a beautiful way. Whatever comes in the life, you are not attached. You first remember that I'm already self. The real awakening is how you live in a messy situation. In between emails, traffic, family, profession, your fever. What is your inner commentary going on? Is it going on by the default mind, or is it going on by the discerning mind? That will make a tremendous difference in your life. Just see, that is what we are doing. We are moving deeper and deeper. How are you, Samir?
Sir, means I sit for 5 minutes every day in the temple. Means house temple which I made which is in my house. So before, sir, I used to ask everything that give me this, God give me, fulfill this desire, fulfill. And as I started doing Mangalacharan, I changed my words. I used to tell, let everyone be happy. When I used to ask something for myself, I felt that my mind squeezed. When I'm asking for myself, it used to squeeze. But when I tell that everyone should be happy, my relatives should be happy, the people with whom I am jealous, they should be also happy. Then my mind start expanding. And after 4 or 5 months, now I have stopped asking anything for myself. And I am sitting and telling whatever you do, think is good for me, do that for me. As I sit, so
the greatest prayer to any God is this prayer. You don't ask anything from the God. You simply ask God, can you come inside my heart? That is the meaning of Mangalacharan. May there be peace for all. May there be happiness for all. As long as you are seeking and expecting, it is not the real self. It is my default and deluded mind which is seeking some compensation of my activity. And you are right, you pointed out that it squeezes. It is coming from the limited false I. That needs to be understood, but it comes through the contemplation. If you don't contemplate and reflect, it doesn't happen. How are you, Dennis? Beautifully said, yes.
Yes, I do remember the principles and I do apply them. There was a situation recently, and if it had happened a couple of years ago, it would have made me feel uncomfortable, at least inside, to say the least. And my mind would have started spinning these thoughts, arguing who is right and who is wrong for maybe a couple of hours. I won't get into much details, but I can say that this time it was very, very smooth. And all I had to do is just remember that reaction, even a silent reaction, is unnecessary and unhelpful. And that thought alone was sufficient to dissolve the reaction and return to inner peace within just seconds.
That is another way to say it. Beautiful. It means we all are changing, we are evolving. It is not taking too much of time. The duration of experiencing, for example, anxiety, and it stays just for a few seconds and it dissolves. Previously, it used to take a long time. Sometimes it takes a week together. That is another sign of the progress. Beautifully said, Dennis. How are you, Terry? How is your maid?
Well, we are snowbound together, so we are fine.
We are fine. Good.
I maintaining with peace.
Maintain. Very good. Very good. Where is your smile? Yeah.
It's here.
Oh, it's here. Very good. How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. So my last couple of days are fine. Whenever mind is saying something to me, I was talking back to it and saying that why you are like this, and I'm just finding that is there any separation in that the thought and me. Once I find it, it became calm.
Beautiful. You see what he is doing? You treat your mind as a different person from you. The mind is an anxiety. Why mind? Why? What's the problem? What's the problem with you? Why you are in anxiety? What will happen? Give me 3 benefits of anxiety. And then you find that that default mind, deluded mind, dissolves completely. I have to sit down, contemplate, and reflect. If I don't contemplate and reflect, and I simply say, Namaste, sir, it will not work. And if it is working, wonderful. I appreciate you, then I will learn from you. How are you, Lalit?
Yes, sir, I'm very well, and since last Thursday, I've been very calm. The mind has been calm and evolving, and these last 3 days, I think mind has evolved more than the previous 4 years. So
Good.
I'm finding it very peaceful and calm.
Yes, yes. Evolve more. We will come down to very practical situations. We have to explain, in the future, that how the different situations help me to live into that remembrance of the real self. Our topic nowadays is what? It is the burning desire. The true burning desire is a quiet inner fire. It has nothing to do with outside. You don't go into the society with the people. Look, I am in peace. No, it is inner. Burning desire is a quiet inner fire. When you are doing something in the external world, you say, no, I'm really excited. You have seen the meeting? Are you all excited? Why should I be excited? It is not a nervous spiritual excitement. It is calm, clear, rooted in the conclusion, freedom alone will truly satisfy me. Freedom from what? Freedom from ignorance, freedom from falsehood, freedom from anxiety, freedom from duality, freedom from likes and dislikes. If we keep them separate, then we find, oh, there is a, in the heart you will find there is a burning desire. I'm not in anxiety. I'm not in stress. I'm not in duality. I'm not in conflict. So then what happens? Here comes, I'm introducing step by step. I picked up, which Terry liked, love for the existence. Now you see, love for the existence also builds a very strong inherent desire for freedom. What is the love for existence? Let me use the practical. When I say I love Dennis, it means behind the Dennis exists because of existence, hence I love Dennis. Terry exists because of the existence, so I love Terry. I love Jerry because Jerry exists because of the existence. I exist because of the existence. So the existence is common. Hence there is a love for the existence. Did you get it, Terry? Made exist because of your existence. You exist because of the existence. So common factor is existence. So that is the love for the existence. In the love for the existence, you give, you don't expect. In attachment, you always expect. You always expect. Burning desire. Compare burning desire versus the burning nerves. Every day we burn our nerves. Metaphorically, I'm saying. Metaphorically, we continue to burn our nerves. We are, no, I have a lot of problem. I have this problem. I have that problem. Who doesn't have a problem? Tell me. But if you have a very strong false eye, you say, no, your problem is nothing, in front of my problem. It means you don't want to learn from the life. Have you said sometime? Forget about you. Your problem is such a small. My problem is so big. As if you are very rich in problem. We continue to keep that sense of identity with the delusion. It is not going to help you in any case. Anxiety is traced to it must happen my way. You must meet my expectations. I have to get rid of that thought process. Love is basically an expansion. Love is basically an expansion, and once you expand your mind, you are filled with love. Not by saying that I love you or you love me. That is what the insight is. So I'm taking the burning desire today briefly. We'll have a long practice of meditation. Today is the Monday. Today's the Monday. Think like a sky, spacious, non-clinging. Speak like a clear river, truthful, gentle, and cleansing. Act like a rooted tree. Who said this? One of the masters used to speak of this. It is not from me. Think like a sky, think like a sky. Speak like a clear river. Act like a rooted tree. That is the explanation of a burning desire principle from the teachings of the Buddha given by one master. That is what I started with it. I am not becoming the self. I am learning to be the self in every thought, speech, and action. Think of it. Think of it. Few more minutes. Now coming to the Gita. Gita did not directly mention, Gita is one of the greatest texts. It includes everything of the Eastern wisdom, the applied aspects. So, this Gita did not mention directly the burning desire, but it is hidden in the message by this master as 4 types of seekers. Now today is the right session to talk about it. You all shared your experiences, and that merges all in this teaching of this Master Krishna. The first type of the seeker is the distressed seeker. Help me, I am drowning. It's a crisis mode seeker. That is the first type of the seeker. Help me, I am drowning. The crisis mode seeker, did you understand? Illness, loss, fear, even after learning for 50 years, and I'm still, worried about my fever. Fever is there, let me manage it, let me continue. So that is the distressed mode seeker, crisis mode seeker. I will talk in detail about it. Just remember, the second seeker, this crisis mode seeker is the lowest seeker. Second type of seeker, which someone shared, you all shared in a different way. Second type of the seeker says, God, please upgrade my life. I'm still in the mode of asking. I'm still in the mode of expecting. So when I'm expecting from the God, so I'm expecting from everyone. I'm expecting from my honey, my partner, my business. I'm expecting. I'm not focused on that peace and happiness. That is the second type of the seeker. God, please upgrade my life. Third type of the seeker. So you have to choose which one has a burning desire. Huh? You will understand. That is why we have been talking. Unless you get rid of these likes and dislikes, your expectations, you cannot have a burning desire. It's totally a different approach than the modern material approach. Third type, the seeker, tell me how the universe really works. How this body works. I'm not the body. How this mind works. I'm not the mind. How the relationship works. I'm separate, independent. So you are remembering the real self. Tell me how the universe works. Third type, the seeker has a burning desire. He is a spiritual researcher. He is a spiritual researcher. First type, the seeker, crisis mode. Second type, the seeker, please upgrade. Who doesn't want to upgrade the life? Who? Everyone. Upgrade means, I want more and more and more. More of wealth, more of position, more of this. Third type of the seeker, tell me how the universe really works. What about the fourth type of the seeker? Fourth type of the seeker says nothing less than the truth itself. Nothing less than the real self itself. I'm not going to compromise. I'm not worried about I have a loss or a gain. I'm attached or detached, but nothing less than the real self. Your mind is totally overwhelmed, nothing than the real self. Mangalacharan gives you the message, nothing than the peace for everyone, nothing than the happiness for everyone, nothing than the love for everyone. What is going to happen? Your mind undergoes a transformation. You have a quiet flame within you. We'll talk about these four types of the seekers in detail in our next lesson. Let us start our journey. Close your eyes. The stage one. From the default mind to a discerning intellect. Your mind accepts the stage one practice 90%. Anxiety will come, reaction will come, but it will fly within no time. If you understand practical application, first is place, position, and posture. Somatic awareness, I use the word place, position, posture. Are you naturally focused or aware or attentive of the place, position, posture? So you are shifting your mind. Understand consciously. You see someone and you have a stress. Do you remember that you have to shift your mind to the place, position, and posture of the body? It is a conscious setup of place, position, and posture. So the mind knows. Now we turn inward, not outward. You will be able to minimize your anxiety and reaction. Second step, being comfortable. I used to say you park the car before you open the inner map. Now I want to practice meditation. Forget about it. First, park the car. Means we go a little deeper into the somatic awareness. How? And it is so simple. You have to do it with awareness and attention. What is that? I said move the mind on the entire body from the top of the head to the toes, on the skin, so you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So your conscious experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness is a testimony that you are doing it correctly. It's not that expression is secondary, obviously, it is also required. But you should have a conscious experience of place, position, and posture, and sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Why is a conscious experience? Self-awareness plus comfort. I believe you all are getting it. Self-awareness plus comfort. That is also going to increase the desire for freedom. And now being carefree. 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 You already understood observer and observed. You are standing on a hill between two highways. one where the mind chases the world, one where it runs away from it. Carefree is the quiet meadow in between. Carefree, you separated observer and observed. Are you in that mood? You watch the thought, you are not carried away. You are simply watching. You are aware of those thought, feeling, emotions, whatever is happening, good thought, bad thought. So there is a place in me where I can watch both my running after and running away. I am not forced to do either. You're not escaping. You're not attaching. You are as you are. So there is a place in me, in you, where you can watch both running away and running after of the mind. It is a great state, my friends. It is a witness consciousness. It is what majority of the people talk of the state of mindfulness, but we are going deeper. So once you are into that state, you do nothing and just have some glimpses of inner wealth. Oh, it is possible, yes. Because with that inner wealth, the following steps are to be done. Oh, you didn't tell us before. Yes, I'm telling you now. In the stage one, we set the stage. So you have a glimpses of inner calmness, outer, external calmness. Do you remember? I'm just reminding you, sama, dhamma, uparati, titiksha. Titiksha, resilience, endurance, and shraddha, the faith, samadhana, solution. Oh, I have solved the problem. Mind, you need not to go anywhere. You follow me. You have started handling the mind. That is the right time to help the mind to move deeper. How? Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Now you are not going to ask anything. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam bhavatu. I did not do three times the meaning, because that is for the primary seeker. Now we are a higher seeker, so even once it is to be done. Did you really understood the previous steps, how it helps you to go deeper into the practice of Mangalacharan? And when you are doing it regularly without fail, I promise, why should I promise? Our masters promises. I am a small fry, very, not even a dust particle. Those master promises that what will happen? The next day you're meeting a person whom you have reacted so fast, and your mind reminds you, it doesn't forget Sarvesham. Mentally it reminds you, Sarvesham, Sarvesham, Swastir, may there be happiness. Hey, how are you? How are you? That change I demand from you. What others are saying, leave it. Now, and that attitude, that higher state in the mind is settled by the next step. Do you remember the next step? 6 neighbors. What is the first neighbor? The world outside. The world of people, position, authority, pleasure, problems, fear, etc. All that is outside is our first neighbor. Why I said neighbor? How close the neighbor be? You get separated in deep sleep. You see the mansion, you see 50-bedroom house, you see the 15 luxury cars, you see the most beautiful, handsome partner. They are, but don't tell openly. It is to be understood at the level of awareness. So the first neighbor. Second neighbor is the body. Second neighbor is the body. Body has, since our culture, our society has fed us birth, death. Do something. What do something? Earn something, marry, have kids, have your position and place in the world outside, and the entire life passes with that. Second neighbor. So, see, with that fear of the death leads us to attach ourselves with lot of things. You have to understand it. Third neighbor is the energy, hunger and the thirst. Another problem of the hunger and because the subconscious or unconscious fear of hunger and thirst keeps our mind holding on to the wealth. How we hold on to the wealth, we negotiate. Yeah, negotiation is good. Everything is good at the external level, not at the internal. It should not cause any problem. Fourth is the mind, likes, attachment and detachment. Huh? Attachment and detachment. Fifth neighbor is the intellect with the ego, I thought. It has a strong likes and dislikes. Sixth neighbor is the ignorance, is the causal body. Now you see the scheme of the entire model our masters gave us becomes very clear. So what is after the sixth neighbor? It is the real self. Where it is here and now. But why I don't experience it is because of ignorance or attachment. It may be subconscious, it may be unconscious attachment with either one of these neighbors. So it is blocking me. It is blocking my perception. So we have done all the steps of the stage 1 today. I told you our master's promises you follow the stage 1 90% in your life, your personal life, professional, social life will definitely be better because your attitude will change. Response will change. Now moving to the second stage with awareness of the breath. Just pay attention to the three-pointed awareness of the breath. Breath is going in and out. You're feeling the sensation. There is no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Three-pointed attention is good enough. People stay there. People say, oh, just focus there and you will reach there. No. You can reach there, yes. You are the highest seeker. To reach to that three-point attention of the breath, Buddha practiced for 6 years or 7 years. So I introduced that. So with that, in the stage 2, we will follow the 3-step of the Patanjali, the breathing practice, or you can say the pranayama, but it has 2 benefits, remember. It removes the veil of ignorance from either this all or 1 or 2 6 neighbors, depending on our mental state in earth, and it gives you a remarkable focus to continue the journey. So look deep inside the forehead in the space. Look deep inside the forehead in the space, and then you start breathing long, deep in the hissing breath, first into the belly, then into the chest. It is the yogic breathing. You are inhaling both into the belly and the chest. You are exhaling both from the belly and the chest. It means you have to be conscious of your rib cage in the belly during the breathing. Your breath should be faster and longer and deeper, but your spine should remain straight. Your head should not go down. Your body maintain the steadiness, except the movement of the belly and the rib cage. Long, deep in the hissing breath. You continue to fill the air first into your belly, the lower lobes of the lungs. Don't mistake it. When I say you fill the air into your belly, it is the lower lobes of the lungs. Metaphorically, we are talking. One scientist and researcher says, how can you fill the air into your belly? You don't want to understand, then it's okay. So, lower lobes of the lungs expands your belly, upper lobes of the lungs expand your rib cage. Continue, please, long, deep in the hissing breath. Your focus remains deep inside at any point in the forehead. Solution. Here is a samadhan. Samadhan can also be done when you are looking deep inside the forehead in the sky, in the space. That is also samadhan. How many definitions you give? That is the journey. We become subtler. Our mind becomes subtler and subtler in the journey until we catch hold of the real self. It is the subtlest. Again it is metaphor. But by metaphor we reach to the truth. And now stop this. Be aware of the three-pointed awareness of the breath. Do you remember? Not only three-pointed awareness of the breath, you also check, is there an equal flow? Normally it happens when we do 3 rounds of 9 minutes each. You are able to keep that flow of the breath equal for at least 24 hours. Attachment does not attack you. Detachment does not attack you. Anxiety doesn't and you see, they come and they flee. They flee. One day we will reach there. And now is the time to look deep, focus deep inside the heart, and you start breathing long, deep in the hissing breath into the chest, into the rib cage. Expand your ribs while inhaling and contract, squeeze your ribs while exhaling. Continue long, deep in the hissing breath, only into the rib cage, where samadhanam is deep inside the heart. Only the deep inside the heart, the entire rib cage expands, an entire rib cage squeezes with inhalation and exhalation, my friends, and your focus remains deep inside your heart. You're looking deep inside your heart. How can I understand and experience the love for the existence If my mind does not recognize there is something deep inside my heart. At the surface level, it is attachment, it is detachment, it is expectations, it is love for the sake of fulfillment, desire fulfillment. But when we go deeper, we find something more. But that is not the topic here at this moment. Pranayama, the 3 steps of the pranayama, such a simple way. You need not to think so much. You expand your ribs and you squeeze your ribs. It's a long, deep and the hissing breath. And you just did it for 2 minutes and stop this now. We are doing for 2 minutes each time and 1 minute of 3-pointed awareness of the breath. Now you have stopped it. You are aware of the breath. You are feeling the breath is going in and out. Plus equal flow of the breath or not. Both are okay. So you return. You don't allow the mind to return to its anxiety mode, habitual mode, or the default mode. Why? With the 3-pointed awareness of the breath. You see, that level of rhythm is required in this stage too. We will achieve that. And now is the time. Look deep inside, focus inside the belly button, samadhanam, and start breathing long, deep in the hissing breath into your belly. Inhale, expand your belly. Exhale, squeeze your belly. You have to maintain your awareness that you are inhaling into the belly. You are exhaling from the belly. There is an expansion and squeezing of the belly only. And I have seen a lot of people, when we even do it, all the 3, even for a few minutes, their mind enters into some past thoughts and it starts dreaming of those thoughts. And then you forget the breathing. Means what? Our crazy mind makes the last effort to divert your attention to maintain the status quo. Status quo of what? Deluded mind, default mind, crazy mind, anxiety mind, fearful mind. It doesn't want to leave that. Monday is the longer session of meditation. So obviously it's always a good idea for you all to stay until the last and to understand also when you're doing the practice every day and whatever I speak during you have to note it down in your mind. Yes, you can even note down in your note sheet and then you can and now is the time to go back to the breath. You stop this breathing. Just watch the flow of the breath. And you just, you ask your mind, am I aware of the moving breath in and out? Am I aware of the feeling, the sensation inside the breath? You can say in your mind, it's okay. No worries. It's a complete statement. Am I aware of the moving breath? Yes. That thought goes. Am I aware of the feeling, the sensation of the breath going in and out? Yes. Gone. Am I changing? Am I not changing the rate and rhythm of the breath? Yes. Finished. So don't think that if you think it will destroy your meditation. No, you're adding the knowledge into it. We have to now start breathing deep, long, silent breathing. The moment you inhale, the mind moves from the top center of the head into the spine, reaching to the tailbone, but your mind synchronizes movement of the breath in the mind with a singing Om Shanti mentally. Shanti drops at the tailbone while breathing out. Breathing out, mind rises up, reaches to the top center of the head where the Shanti ends. Shanti. Now, as we discussed, I told you also that you have to Nyasa. Nyasa I have kept in the stage 2. You can also put it into the stage 3. But stage 3 is more of a passive state. And more focused on the mantra. Here it is the equal focus on the mantra and the deep silent and slow breathing. Now return to the normal breathing pattern. In the background, you have a three-pointed attention of the breath. And the fourth attention is you drop Om Shanti on each breath going in each breath coming out. Are you breathing deep, silent, and slow? If you say yes, you are doing wrong. We already moved into the stage 3. You are with the flow of the breath. You are dropping Om Shanti on each breath going in and out. No change, feeling this sensation. So you already understood that part. That is going to, even if you follow systematically with understanding, with cognitive understanding, or I would say simply with knowledge, progress is faster. Without knowledge, it may happen, it may not happen. Here, dropping Om Shanti on the normal breathing pattern, breath goes in. You may sometime also discover, that is why I remind you again and again. It's a normal breathing, flow of the breath. You may find the moment you drop Om Shanti, you are dropping Om Shanti while breath goes in and out. You will also discover the flow of the breath in both the nostrils is equal. It is possible. So that is where these direct experiences helps us in a great way. Now we move to the 16 segments of the fingers. We lead the breath. You drop Om Shanti on the 16 segments of the fingers. 16 segments of the fingers. Dropping Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, based the way your mind is. And now is, the fourth. Fine. Look deep inside your heart. Equilateral triangle of any color pointing upward. You move the mind on each side of the triangle, dropping Om Shanti clockwise and anti-clockwise. You're discovering a sink. Sinking means what? Absorption. Sinking, whether you say sink or you say self-absorption. So you discover consciously the very experience of an absorption. And once you find there is a sink, that is the moment you push the mind deep inside the cave of your heart, singing mentally. During that long you watch, mind seems to stop and you simply drop Shanti. After that, do nothing. So do nothing, yes. The direct experience descends down. When you do nothing after all the efforts that you have made, when the effort is in a right direction, it is 100%, the grace starts descending. It's a conscious process. We're not talking the grace and the blessing is an unconscious habitual process. So we have to reach to that point of self-absorption where no effort is there and the grace is there. That deep inside, as if someone is, besides, someone is holding me. So that is why I'm touching the topic, love for the existence. We always love what exists, and that love is attachment, detachment, expectations, unmet expectations, anxiety, duality, conflict. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. How are you, Christina?
Thank you. I felt like I could stay there all day.
Really?
Yeah.
Who is preventing you?
False eye.
So, yeah, that's good. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good, sir. Thank you. Immediately just fell into meditation from the moment I closed my eyes. And then it was interesting when we got to the neighbors, the fourth neighbor showed up and decided to mess with my, I felt a vibration in my earpiece, and I just felt like I wanted to scratch it. And I knew that I was like, okay, there's just not going to give into the temptation. And I said, this is totally the mind playing with me. And as I started to laugh at it, it went away. And then it started in the opposite ear. And I was like, so I now know it's the mind. And then during the pranayama, my mind was searching for something to think about. Like I could recognize the mind trying to think about something. And I was like, yeah, this isn't happening. And it just, from that point on, it just went blank. And I heard you, I was aware, and it just got deeper and deeper. So thank you.
Beautiful, wonderful. One most important striking point. During the meditation, mind says scratch. So normal in a beginner's class, you say, no, I get the scratching, that is why I'm scratching. There is the reasoning is different. Here the reasoning comes out of the wisdom. That is very important. Why? I'm not the body, whether this ear or nose or whatever it is. I'm not the body. The greater the separation you have by the power of discernment, even if there is a scratching and unease, it will not impact your meditation. But it has to be done. It has to be applied in the beginning. And after that, whether we do it or not, it doesn't make any difference. So that will help you to move deeper into a higher awareness. How are you, David and Jerry?
Extremely peaceful up on that mound between the two freeways with not letting any sounds around me at all or interruptions bother me at all. Very, very peaceful. Thank you.
Beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Thank you, sir. Yeah, deep meditation. I love Monday session, that long guided meditation.
Beautiful.
Teaching.
Good. How are you, Samir?
Sir, no sleep, no disturbance, very smooth, very easy.
Beautiful.
And I was awake awake and I was listening to means I was into meditation for a whole period.
Beautiful. Yes. Yes, that is what happens. It's a smooth transition from one step to the second step to the third, and then we return. We say, oh, that is what it is. How are you, Dennis?
It was deep and seamless. During the pause breathing, it seemed like every new round was easier than the previous one. I was fully aware and focused through the nyasa and the japa and the triangle, and at the end there was just space and me observing the space, very calm and peaceful. Thank you.
Beautiful. You see that it happens at a very higher level what he said, that the next breath I feel easier. Next mile when you do the jogging feels exhausting. That they talk about the physical, what you say, the physiology of exercise system. Here we are not talking, we are talking of pranayama. That helps you to remove the veil of mind. So even if you are able to do it for half an hour, it doesn't exhaust you, it leads you to a higher level of awareness. That is the ultimate secret of pranayama. The next breath makes you easier, and the next breath, and the next breath. How are you, Terry?
I found myself during the breathing wanting to reflect on, like there were two me. So it's like a child reactive, bratty sort of complaining me, and then there's the adult me saying, okay, let's see what's going on here. What should I do? And then things just happened, and I just and the self-critical. I was trying to. I sort of dropped, let go of the self-critical.
That's a very reflective point. The child I is the deluded mind, is the crazy mind, is the anxious mind. And the adult I says, what the heck you are doing? Not required. Yes, that sort of reflection is required. Everyone explains it differently, but the way you explain is also unique. Yes, adult I. So, anytime you have anxiety and really, oh, it is the child I, you remind yourself, let me check, let me check. No, you're not required. Calm down. That is going to help a great deal. And it is helping you. We are so happy. Yes, Vaibhav.
Thank you, sir. So today it's like that in between the practice, the mind was losing some of the steps. So in general, the mind was calm, but it's like that today the tamoguna is on the higher side, and because of that, some missing of the steps was happening. But because of that, I realized that, and I said that as much as I can do, I will do. So
Yeah. That is also reflection. You don't take it personally that I miss some of the steps. That I is the mind. The mind is guided by the tamoguna. That is why it did not happen. I will do it again today. After the session, if I have the time. That is the right approach. And you are right. Sir, how are you, Ashok?
Sir, namaste.
Namaste.
Sir,
is that all?
During the daytime,
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, during the daytime, I was very much anxious, but suddenly I thought Eastern wisdom. Say you are not anxiety, you are not anxious, you are not the mind, you are in peace, happiness. But then it came to the relaxed and peaceful solution for that. The problem has been created by myself or by the situation, but I am not the problem. I am not a part of the problem. I am the peace.
Yes, we have to live into that state all the time. I am also not the fever. Yes, that is all for today. Thank you. We'll meet
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.